Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's Thursday. What do we got going on? Dow Jones up about 350, NASDAQ up about 100. The short covering rallies continuing from yesterday. The Fed came out, raised 75 basis points, and the market took off like a rocket ship. You get this a lot of times in short covering rallies. It's explosive. It moves higher. Now, what am I doing in this market? I still have a small short position on, haven't taken it off. Not doing well in that position, but here's the thing. Okay, now, once again, this is just what I'm doing. It's just an opinion. You do your own research and come up with your own opinion as to where the market's going. It takes two sides to trade. I realize that trading can be very emotional. It's emotional up, it's emotional down, it's emotional when it's going your way and when it's not. But here's what I'm looking at. Okay, so what we've got since January is a downward stepping pattern. We come down and then we bounce up and then we come down and then we bounce up and come down and bounce up. But you see, here's the thing. We're getting lower lows and lower highs. So on the way down, you hit a lower low and you come back up and you think you're going to go to new highs, but you don't. You get a lower high and then you come down and make a lower low. We've been in this pattern since January. The pattern is still there. Look, I watch the SPY like a hawk, right? I mean, right now the SPY is trading at 406. Okay, so the last time that we came down, we went up to, it was 415, and we came down, we made a new low in June, and now if we don't come back and get above 415, we could still come down and make a new low. The stair step down is still in play unless the SPY gets above 415. So this is just what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that we could still come back and even make a new low. Now, I do believe that they're going to push this market higher. They're going to push it up probably to new record highs. I believe they will do that right around election time in November. Why not? That's a good time, right? Push that market up as high as you can for the election. But right now, the downward stair step is still in play until the SPY can get above 415. Now, I know that upsets some people, and that's okay. That's just what I'm looking at. I tell you what I'm doing. I tell you what I'm looking at. And right now, I'm still betting that the market's going to come down. Now, if we get above 415 on the SPY, that would tell me that the June low is going to hold and that we're now going head higher. But would I chase the market there? No, I'd wait for a pullback to get in. This is just what I'm doing, right? Now, another fascinating thing. Okay, so we did have that second quarter GDP print, right? And that puts us in a recession, but of course, we're not really in a recession. We just changed the definition. Why? Because there's an election coming up. You know, it's really bad to be in a recession during an election time. Well, we're in a recession. Now, hopefully that's all it is. Hopefully it doesn't become a depression. That's just my hope. Now, that's what's going on with the stock market. So let's move over to the real estate market. There's some real insanity going on in this market. Okay, all right. So I get this magazine here. Okay, so anyways, this magazine, Realtor.com, right? They send out a magazine to everybody, the National Association of Realtors. But some of the articles in this, it was just fascinating to me. All right, one of them is about bidmylisting.com. Now, let's say you're a seller and you're putting your listing up for sale. Well, you could list it on bidmylisting.com, and then real estate agents come and they bid on it. Let's say it's $1 million listing. Now, I'm a real estate broker, and let's say I want to get that one. So I could come in and I could bid $2,000 to get that. Someone else bids $3,000. Maybe it sells final for $4,000. So we pay you, the seller, we give you $4,000 in cash money, and then you let us list your property. It's called bidmylisting.com. It's really a fascinating thing. Now, how does does Bid My Listing make money? Well, they make money. We got to give them 20% on top of what the winning bid is, and they take that money. Now, to me, this is complete insanity, right? I mean, okay, if you want to work with an agent that doesn't know how to get listings on his own, he doesn't know how to get business, he has to go out and buy the business, well, then this is a perfect site for you to put your property up for sale. But if, that's just my opinion. I would never bid on a listing. I think that's crazy. But I do think that this might be a feasible business model, because real estate agents, 90% of them drop out of the industry because they don't know how to get business. This way they can pay money to get the business up front and then pray that the listing sells so they can make their money back, right? Okay, that's cool, right? All right, so that's just one of the articles. I mean, this is fascinating stuff going on in real estate. All right, here's another one. Okay, so there's a lot of people starting to sell their vacation home as the prices start to drop. They go, well, I can't afford my vacation home. So they want to sell it, right? But, well, some people, they want to keep a fraction of it. So maybe they want to keep half of it. Maybe they want to keep 25% of it, and they just want to sell off the other fractions, right? So there's companies out there that actually put together sales of vacation homes to 3, 4, up to as many as 8 or 10 people, and put them together in a group, and they sell them the vacation home, right? So let's say you got $1 million home and you want to keep a quarter of it, but you want to sell the other 3/4 for, well, $750,000. Well, there's companies that will find 3 other people to go in with you at $250,000 a piece. Now, these are going to be people that you don't know. Now, this isn't a terrible idea. When I was looking at timeshares are like the biggest, oh my goodness, don't get me started on timeshares. Timeshares, they're just not a good way to spend your money, right? If you add up the number of sales, okay, like let's say a timeshare costs $30,000, and you multiply that by 50 weeks for the year. Everybody gets 1 week, and you add up that number, and you realize that's like 2 or 3 times what the actual property should be selling for. You're going, they're making a lot of money. And then they charge you. They charge you like $1,000 every year just for the right to use your timeshare. So if you got 50 of you, one for each week, you got $50,000 just in yearly maintenance fees coming into the company. But this is a little bit different. This, you actually own the property. And I always thought it was a good idea to put 2 or 3 or 4 of my friends together, and we'd go buy a beach house, a fancy beach house, and then we'd take time using it. We all get a certain week out of the year, and we can put it on Airbnb if we wanted. But these were my friends, and even with them there was complications. What if you want the same week? What if you both want to stay there at the same time? Well, how does that work? There's a lot of logistics involved. But there are companies that will sell fractional shares to vacation homes now. There's actually 3 of them that do this right now. One's called Picasso, P-A-C-A-S-O. The other one is called Second Share, and the other one's called Fractional. And now they'll put together 8 or 10 people, and they will go buy a property, and each of them gets a little piece of the property, and the company will manage the property for them and take a percentage, of course, and they'll take a finder's fee for finding the company, and they'll take a fee when they sell the company, because that's what they do. They make money. The companies are making money. But what a logistic nightmare to put 8 people together that don't know each other, and they actually own this property. And I mean, there's a lot of litigation that's going to be happening with these companies. Of course, they're protected with their limited liability corporations, but these people that are in with another 8 people, I mean, to get out, I mean, how's it all going to work? To me, it just sounds like a logistic nightmare. That sounds like there's going to be a lot of litigation. Now, speaking of a lot of litigation, there's another company that I read about called Arrived Homes. Now, Arrived Homes, well, it's backed by Jeff Bezos of Amazon, right? He put in like $50 million. I don't know what he put in, maybe only $40 million. But he started this company, and it's a new company. company. And what they do is they basically do crowdfunding. It's kind of like crowdfunding. Like you can buy one share for 1,000, or maybe you get 10 shares for 10,000, and they'll go out and they'll buy a home, right? They'll buy a home for you, and they will make this home a rental home. Okay, so this becomes a rental home. So you can be a landlord for only $1,000 or $10,000, and it's through crowdfunding. They buy the home. They manage the home so you don't have the headaches. Now, of course, they're protected with their limited liability corporation, but I'm not sure how much protection you have because you're now kind of like the owner of the property. Okay, so they rent these out, and now they advertise this as you're going to make 6% on your money. And maybe you will, maybe you won't. And then you're going to make the big money when all the, they're going to sell this in 5 to 7 years down the road when the prices escalate, because they're going to escalate from here, right? They're going to keep going up like they've been going up, and they tell you they've been going up 20% a year. So you're going to make a lot of money just by putting in 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 into this company called Arrived Homes. And they're going to go buy the homes for you, and they're going to manage them, and they're going to send you your dividend check each year as to how much you made. 6%, they're going to collect all the rents. And of course, rents are going to double from here. So this is just a great opportunity for the average individual to become a landlord for only $1,000 or $5,000, whatever you want to put in. But you got Jeff Bezos backing this. What could possibly go wrong? Well, these are just what I'm talking about. A little bit of insanity going on in the marketplace right now. This is telling me that we are at the top of the real estate market. We're not at the bottom where we're going to stair step up. We're at the top, and we're probably going to stair step our way down. Once again, just my opinion. I know it's emotional. You own a house. You don't want to hear that the house is going to be coming down 50%. I get all that, and some people, they don't own a house. They're rooting for the crash. They're rooting for the crash. People think I want to crash. I don't want to crash. I make my living selling real estate. I'd like to see it double from here. Wouldn't that be great? I could make twice as much. Anyways, I went on a little rant today. I had a little extra time today, and I missed you guys. Love talking to you guys. I love talking about this stuff. If you like it, give me the thumbs up. Why not? If you really like it, subscribe. Hey, we can talk more. Maybe even we'll talk tomorrow. We'll see. Get out there, everybody. Have a great Thursday. I'm Tall Mike. Bye-bye now.